Hey, yo.
Back hero.
Yo, check it. This my special attack, 100 swords, 100 episodes, and here's to 100 more. Who got next? Place your change on the cabinet. Air Combo University graduates juggle my enemies before tagging in the Masters hero. Pros in action, toe tagging champions getting active. The message will always get near you. Return to the dream team, Spider-Man and Strider hear you. When the mask is on, I can't promise Cyclops to keep his glasses on. The handshake was potent. The inner glow shown as a mega optic blast, trailing behind the Shinku Hadouken. How you gon' dodge both of them? Blast you down to the last atom. Best regards from the proton cannon you couldn't fathom. If you were raised on gaming and put a controller up, I'm old enough to study the meta before I bless you. We understood space in the dash clean. Now we need the Justin Wong poster right next to the pro athletes. Final justice like a primary lotus from out the sky. Stars and stripes reminding you racism is still alive. Bring a plasma sword to a gunfight. Hayato, bring a hurricane kick. Tatsumaki Sentakyu. One time for all my otakus who played the console till their eyes closing. Probably forgot to study for their finals. Welcome to the SwordCast. SwordCast. My wordplay, my sword play when blades clash. Welcome to the SwordCast. SwordCast. My wordplay, my sword play when blades clash. Welcome to the SwordCast. SwordCast. My wordplay, my sword play when blades clash.
Record and exploding.
Oh, you're recording?
Yeah.
Whoa. Boom. We're back.
Yeah.
The SwordCast doth have to be turned.
Yep.
Yo, we have that thing where we don't know what episode. Well, I don't know what episode it is. You do.
I think it's 62.
All right, 162.
Boom.
Boom. We in there. Remember when I couldn't say what's the forecast for the SwordCast?
Let's try it. Let's give it a shot.
Somebody. Well, I just said it. Don't put me on the spot because I'll
You gotta
mess
do
it
it
up.
again. I didn't hear you.
No. It was the pressure that was getting to me earlier on. Yeah, man, episode 162. What are you into currently?
Yeah, man.
My guy.
A couple of things. Went to Chicago for a work trip. Chicago.
CM Punk's from Chicago.
He is, and he will never shut up about that.
Yeah,
CM Punk in
this
Chicago.
is my title, and I never lost it.
Right. Okay, sure. Whatever. You also almost got kicked out of AEW because you're a fucking whiny girl. And not that girls are the only ones that are whiny. You're a whiny human, and whatever. Chicago was cool. I got to walk around. I saw Lollapalooza. I didn't actually go to it, but I saw that it was happening.
Did you see Michael Jordan?
I did not. There was a part of me that almost wanted to go to Michael Jordan Steakhouse and put it on the company card. Like, excuse me, Amari, what is this $400 meal?
I don't know. Hey.
No, wasn't me. That was you. What you mean? That was you. You did that. This is your card, not mine.
You mean that was you? Remember when you were a kid and somebody would go somewhere and you would just like that, like you would ask them if they saw the
right,
the biggest person ever from that place.
Hey, just in New York, did you see fucking Donald Trump? Probably, unfortunately, because he'd be all over the place. Yeah,
you were in Detroit. Did you see the Bad Boy Pistons?
Oh nah, bro.
All of them.
It's the Detroit is easy because niggas, and this literally happens to me all the time. Did you see 8 Mile? Nigga, what?
Not even important.
It's really not, bro. Like for the SwordCast folks that aren't from the Michigan area, the Metro Detroit areas, the value, the like symbolic importance of 8 Mile is literally it's just this northern border of Detroit,
bro.
Like I live close to 8 Mile. Sure, I travel it every day, and I never paid any attention. Like, I don't even be knowing that I'm on 8 Mile. I just know it's that street. Like it literally doesn't matter at all.
Did you an 8 Mile?
Sure.
It's crazy.
It's not that crazy, bro. And actually, 8 Mile is a mess right now too, bro. It's hella construction. Because I live close to 2 really major streets, and they're both under construction right now, and it is frustrating.
Gross.
Chicago was cool. So SwordCast buddies recommended Giordano's, and I tried it.
Pizza.
Yes.
Yeah, you posted a little kid pizza with just cheese on it.
So that's what I thought at first, bro. And I know I had the homies in the SwordCast Discord sweating because I posted it and I was silent for a while, and I ate it, and it did look like a little kid ass pizza, bro. That shit did look like, okay, bro. You know what?
Put some toppings on your pizza.
This is gonna sound disrespectful. Let me start by saying that I liked it. It was very good. I ate it all. It was all good. But I will say, that mug looked like and kind of tasted like a gourmet version of that Detroit public school ass like lunch pizza that we used to get on Fridays. You know what the fuck I'm talking about. It kind of looked like that, except like actual pizza. I don't mean that disrespectfully. I'm sure the Chicago niggas are gonna be mad at me. It was very good. I liked it.
Wow.
I did not get a deep dish. It's too much food, bro. And it's also not pizza. Deep dish is fucking lasagna. I don't care what nobody says. It's a pot pie. So fuck off. I will, if I had to place a final judgment though, I don't think it was as good as 2 Detroit staples, which would be either Supino's or Buddy's.
Oh, Supino's is.
Yeah, Supino's is the
Buddy's
shit.
Buddy's is good too.
Those are my
Buddy's
2 favorite.
Yeah, me too.
I wouldn't say that this was as good as
Supino's is a goat though.
I used to, so here's what I'll say. I do think the Supino's is the GOAT, but it used to be by a mile. It used to be like not even close.
Yeah.
Last couple of times I went to Buddy's, bro, like going to Buddy's, they got to be the one on Conant though in the fucking
yeah,
bro.
Buddy's got some good pizza though.
That shit it kind of made me look at my rankings like I didn't make an adjustment, but the gap narrowed for sure. Only
Buddy's,
if you go there and eat it while you're there.
Yeah, Buddy's is fire. It's funny how some places work like that. Like you have to do it there.
Yeah, you got to go to the right one too, for sure. Like I don't want to hear nothing about Buddy's in fucking suburbs. Also, I've been watching some good ass TV, bro. You know what show actually slapped and I did not expect it?
What?
Bro, fucking Twisted Metal, dog.
Oh, I haven't watched it.
It's good.
Isn't Samoa Joe in that?
Yes, he plays Sweet Tooth, and he's fucking threw his ass out of his car immediately.
Dog,
like,
that's hilarious.
Ass completely off. Although they don't let him do it. They have Will Arnett do the voice.
So he just does the physical acting.
But the physical acting is fantastic.
Well, he's a wrestler, pro wrestler,
right? Like,
does he do any wrestling moves?
I mean, he does. Samoa Joe, his wrestling style is just scrappy,
legit. But one of my things with wrestlers being in movies is like, you gotta do wrestling.
Oh, he didn't, bro. You remember
when
when
you're in an action movie?
Sasha Banks hit a whole ass.
You don't hit your finisher on somebody,
bro.
Yeah, she had a tornado DDT
on fucking Mandalorian, bro.
It was fire.
So no, he didn't do like the Kimura clutch or fucking like the fucking muscle buster or nothing like that.
If you do a muscle buster on set of you're gonna kill somebody.
But it was good. The acting was good. Anthony Mackie plays. Do you like know any?
I played Twisted Metal a lot growing up.
So you know about like the lore, like John Doe and Calypso and all of that. So Anthony Mackie plays John Doe.
I was wondering who he was playing in that.
He's the main character. Sweet Tooth is a major character. Detective, or I think that Agent Stone. He has a different name in the game. It's like Officer Stone, I think, in the game.
Yeah, Twisted Metal, definitely one of the best multiplayer games from the 90s. I think we forget about those games too when we always talk about like fun multiplayer games. Like everybody talks about GoldenEye and Perfect Dark.
Well, you know, Twisted Metal for me though, I never owned it, but I did play it a lot because my cousin had it.
It was a rent from Blockbuster Hall of Famer.
I didn't have a PlayStation until later.
Yeah, me neither. We talked about that. It took me forever to get a PlayStation.
Same, but to me, Twisted Metal. There was 2 games that reminded me of this. Twisted Metal and Game Day 96 or 97, that one of the college football games, reminded me of like, oh, this is like the big kids.
Yeah, this is the edgy stuff, like how X-Force was.
Yeah, dog. This is like where the big kids play their video games. This ain't no Mario shit, man. This ain't no Hadouken ass shit, dog. These niggas playing.
Turn the volume down, man.
Right. They playing some serious ass football, dog. And Twisted Metal, which was not serious at all, but it had that vibe of like serious ass like adult or big kids game. But it's good though, man. Anthony Mackie's good in it. The girl from Brooklyn Nine-Nine, she plays Quiet. She's excellent. They got a bunch of the chick that's in the race car. Do you remember her?
I don't know her name.
I can't remember her name either. But there's just like a bunch of like if you were a person who was really into the lore of Twisted Metal, there's just a shit ton of like Easter eggs in every episode. And it's funny. It's like a comedy before anything else, and it's like legitimately funny.
I have to watch it.
It's good, bro. It's on Peacock. It is pretty good. And I've also finally finished the first season of Jujutsu Kaisen. We talked a little bit about it off air. Now, here's what I'll say. So he's already convinced. I wasn't gonna stop watching, right? Like I'm gonna keep watching it. But I'm not yet convinced that this is not more by the book shonen, because the first season was pretty by the books. But, and this is what I said off air, it was very well done. Like it was elite animation. The fight scenes were all really good. I like the characters, which is rare. Like there's usually some, either the main character sucks or like the rival sucks. Like everybody's cool.
They're good, man. The main character usually is a good. Yeah. He's a good main character, man. He's not annoying. He's not really dumb. He's skilled. He's charming. He's a good man. He's a good main character. So yeah, man. But like I said, once you get further along, especially in the manga, you kind of get more than that the
formula,
the shonen tropeness, and it becomes a little more different, and I think you'll like it. It's really good, man.
Well, that's what I've been into. What about you?
Boom. Ooh, what have I been into? I have been into wrestling. I've been watching a lot of old wrestling, which we'll get into here in a minute, but I just been watching a lot of wrestling, man. Been going back. I kind of I'm critical of WWE all the time, so I've been kind of watching some of the good old WWE stuff from like the 90s. I've been watching a lot of Bret Hart stuff, man. That era from like 95, 96, 97.
It's a good era.
It's good stuff, man. I've just been watching a lot of old wrestling, man. I'll get into, I'll kind of segue this into the wrestling part, but so I went to SummerSlam last weekend, and it was fire. And I took so they have WrestleCon out here as well, and I took my son, and I was basically like, all right, man, because these prices to meet these wrestlers was whew.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right. So he likes the Hardy Boys a lot. I said we can either meet the Hardy Boys or we can meet Bret Hart and Sting, and I gave him the choice. And then, on the inside, come on now. I'm like, man, you better pick Bret Hart and Sting. So he wants to meet the Hardy Boys. So I'm like, broken heart. So we go stand in the Hardy Boys line. But then Sting walks in and everybody starts going crazy.
Ooh.
And then he immediately goes, I changed my mind. I want to meet Sting and Bret Hart. So I'm like, yes, Sting. So then we go stand in Sting's line. His line was so long. So I'm like, man, I was like, let's do Bret Hart first and then we'll go do Sting. So we stand in Bret's line. We go meet Bret. He got the glasses up there. I'm like, yo, I was like, can I buy some glasses? Will you sign them? And can he wear them for my son? Wear them for the picture. And Bret, he's such a nice guy.
Yeah, I heard he's like great.
He's such a nice guy. Like I was talking to Eric. Shout out to Eric, Handsome Bane, WrestleCast Power Hour, Straight Head Podcast. That's my guy. But he was just saying, I was talking to him about how nice Bret was to Jay, and it just made me love him even more.
Yeah.
And he was J-less, huh? You're the first J-less I've ever had.
Yeah.
Ever. I've never heard that name before. You know what I'm saying? He was so cool.
That's what's up, man.
Then we got to meet Sting, and Sting was cool. And it was just like, man, meeting these legends, these. So really, that is that whole fun experience is kind of what made me want to go watch, some old wrestling. So I've literally been watching the old matches for like a week. And you already know how I feel about Brett. Brett's one of the GOATs. He's, I think, maybe the best wrestler of all time. His most realistic wrestler ever to me. Like, everything he did was believable. Everything he did was so fast and crisp, and he and just the person that he is. But so one match that I watched, so kind of the peak of young me being obsessed with wrestling is right in that, like, 96, 97, 98, like, and I remember WrestleMania 12, the Iron Man match with him and Shawn Michaels was an hour long, and it was just this match that was a huge deal. When, like, that whole build up to that match and like that whole WrestleMania is something that I remember very well, because that was when I was obsessed with wrestling at that point. And so I didn't know this because I haven't seen this match in a long time, but basically the consensus on that match was kind of that it was slow, and it was like really long, and they did like the hour-long Iron Man match, and they didn't do any pinfalls. Really? That kind of bothered people. Yeah, because what happens is it's like it goes to a time limit draw, and then they do overtime, and then that's when Shawn Michaels, wins the title.
Starts Shawn Michaeling.
And hey, get out of my ring, Brett. It's my time. It's my moment.
Voice.
It's me, Shawn Michaels. I know it's kind of a jerk, Brett, but just wanted to apologize for, bits overs. And
are you Shawn Michaels or Patrick Mahomes?
Shout out Patrick Mahomes.
Kermit the Frog ass. He got a silly ass voice, bro.
Hilarious.
Great quarterback.
But yeah, man, I watched this match, and I think it's amazing. I as someone who loves Japanese wrestling and grew up watching Japanese wrestling, the pace didn't bother me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The submission work and everything was cool. But I think this is one of the best matches ever, and I also think it's, I'm not the biggest Shawn Michaels fan, but I think this match is like the best that Shawn has ever looked in the ring. Yeah, and there's some really good moments, man. I think the match is fire, though. I'm not gonna spend too much time talking about it, but that Bret Hart Shawn Michaels Iron Man match from WrestleMania 12, I think, is a classic, and it's definitely one of my favorite matches. I love it, and like, it was an hour, and they wrestled for an hour. You know what I mean? Like, it was they were out there technically wrestling for an hour. I love that. So I think that match is fire. So that's what I've been into. Boom. SummerSlam was fire. Jay had like the time of his life. It was dope. And then SummerSlam, the show was, I thought it was good.
Me too. I did end up watching it. I watched like the second half of it.
Yeah. Cody, and Brock was cool. Brock, the thing about Brock Lesnar, man, when he,
hey guys, it's me, Brock.
When he is motivated, or if he respects the person that he's working with, like Brock he's a good wrestler. You know what I mean? He's good, and he will put on a good show. Everything, selling, you know what I mean? He'll do everything if he's motivated. You know what I mean? We got motivated Brock at SummerSlam. The match was good. Then my son's favorite wrestler right now is LA Knight. He freaking loves this guy.
Okay, I'm sorry, I don't see it. I don't see it with LA
I
Knight.
don't either. I don't.
He's just The Rock. He's just White Rock.
He acts like The Rock and Stone Cold to me. But my son loves him. So whatever. He's over. He's super over. Yeah, the crowd went insane when he came out in that Battle Royal.
Yo, hold up, bro.
What up?
Hey, dog. Magoo from Timberland and Magoo died.
What? Seriously?
Yeah. Rest in peace to Magoo.
That album, man. That first album.
Bro, real talk, dog. Welcome to Our World is the first hip hop record I ever owned, and it's the reason why I make beats. Full stop.
That's crazy.
It is the reason why I produce. Period. Like that's how I got started.
Magoo, man, one of the most. He had such a unique sounding voice.
He did, bro, and I'm not gonna hold you up, bro. A lot of people used to make fun of Magoo, like, oh, he was some sort of like worst rapper ever type shit. Like he wasn't Nas, but I kind of like that weird ass flow, bro.
Yeah.
He had a silly voice, but that nigga was putting words together, man. Shout out to Magoo.
He had some Baten in him.
He did have some Baten in him, for sure.
With uncleanness, evaluate this rap. Take heed a freaking genius. Up in the sky, up high, don't puff fly. You smoke crack, Sam, prepare, you gonna die. Well, crazy Joe, my name is Crazy Flow. You thought I had 8, but I got 10 more. On beat and on beat, old school like Beat Street. I stink like Pop Street. Make sweat with your
Like this was a good era for like that like R&B rap. What was it like? It's like Genuine and Timbaland and Magoo and Aaliyah and Missy Elliott and all them doing all that stuff together. Oh man, good times.
Rest in peace to Magoo.
Rest in peace to Magoo. But yeah, man. Then, so that match was good. Cody finally gets his little moment. Then my favorite match. So, Gunther versus Drew McIntyre was a beef slapper. That match was dope too. The women's match was dope. It was. I think I liked it better in person. I actually watched SummerSlam when I went home, and I think it was just better in person because it was so exciting. And then obviously we got the EO Sky cash in. She's my favorite girl wrestler. So
how did that land? Because I figured like, damn. This is a love-hate moment, I bet, for him.
It was fire, bro. You know she's my favorite.
I mean, I know she's your favorite, which is why
Asuka lost.
No, because Bianca Belair had her moment kind of stomped on a little bit.
But it didn't bother me because Bianca was champ for like all year
true.
last year. So,
well, here's the thing. I almost would have rather she just lost.
Yeah,
just like have somebody else win.
But they definitely got us though at the show because I thought she was hurt.
That was the most realistic fucking.
It was, bro.
Because
even
injury I've ever seen.
The way she fell looked like she got hurt.
Yes.
So she nailed that, and then when she came back, I was like, no, they got me. Dang it.
Yep. Well, I got in on it pretty quick because they kept showing her on camera, and I was
when you're there, you don't have that luxury of.
Well, okay, so I have another example because I was there at Blood and Guts when Ortiz got hurt, or the other one, Santana got hurt, and I remember watching that, and I was like, oh, dog, he's been in the corner of the ring for like 30 minutes.
Yeah, like he's done,
and he hasn't moved. He's for sure hurt.
Yeah, and
like,
then then they got you.
And no, not with Santana. He was hurt for real.
Oh, okay.
Santana, he hasn't been back.
That's right. Yeah,
that was the last we saw of him.
Yeah.
In
he actually
AEW.
left. He's not
right. Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah. So during that time he was hurt, he left. But so like because I could see him like not moving and like doing his best to stay out of the way.
Oh, I could tell.
Like I could tell as a professional, he was like, all right, I'm hurt. I can't finish the match, but I can't like make it obvious, so I just gotta like chill. In this case, the fact that they kept going on the broadcast version, they kept showing her on camera, and I was like,
okay, something's up.
Yeah, something's going on here.
Yeah. So that match was fun. The EO cash in was amazing. It was dope. My favorite match was Seth Rollins and Finn Balor. They tore it down. Seth's been on fire this year. Dog, that match was so fun. It was a good match. All the false finishes, the Damian Priest kind of teasing the cash in, then trying to help out Finn, and then Seth just overcoming all the interference and hitting the curb stomp on the briefcase. That match was really fun. That was my favorite match of the night. And then Ricochet and Logan Paul was fun. I got really bad secondhand embarrassment with the Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler match.
Yeah, tell me more about that.
So they did the match with them, and they were supposed to be I guess MMA rules or whatever. But my thing is you got two martial arts masters who had great MMA careers before they came to pro wrestling. I don't care. You can, pro wrestling is its own thing. You can't blend. You can't do MMA rules with it and it not be. You know what I mean? You can't do. Let's kind of do MMA, but still do pro wrestling and not really hit each other. But kinda,
MMA is sloppy, bro. It doesn't look good. I mean, it's not sloppy, but it's not like smooth like wrestling.
Yeah, but my thing, if you were gonna do something like that, you might as well just let them go out and have an actual fight with each other. They're both, you know what I mean? And it just did not work. And the crowd was like booing, and they were saying this is boring. And I literally was like. Jay, you want something to eat? I was like, secondhand embarrassment. It was terrible. I had to get up and go get Jay some milkshake. You know what I'm saying? It was horrible. And then, the main event, this is my thing, okay? Is the Bloodline story excellent? You know what? Yes. It's one of the best. It is one of the best WWE storylines of all time. It's one of the best long-term stories that WWE has ever done. It's been really good. Okay, I am not disputing that. I've actually enjoyed it. I've been invested in it. I think it has been fun. But what I'm gonna say, after that is, when are we going to admit collectively, everybody, I think everyone together
never
needs to
anything that says everybody never collectively never.
That's facts. But I just think, when are people going to be ready to admit that Roman Reigns' title run is actually trash, and he has had no good matches, and all of the matches have like screw job finishes? You know what I mean? When are people gonna admit that?
Never.
He rarely defends the title, and then when he does defend it, it's basically all bloodline stuff, which is fine, but all the matches have screwy finishes. This match was supposed to be what was it? Tribal combat, and it was supposed to be no interference. And what happens? There's interference, and they break the rules, and they just do whatever, and it's the same thing over and over again. And it's like, I don't know where this bloodline thing's gonna end, and I'm kind of getting to the point where I don't care anymore. I want to see a good match. But SummerSlam was fun. And it was dope. I had a lot of fun. It was one of my favorite shows I've been to. So it was really dope, man. So SummerSlam in Detroit was fire. But this morning and yesterday, New Japan, G1. I talked about G1 last time. It has not had that it just hasn't felt the same. Like, G1 is usually my favorite thing in wrestling. Usually most of the best matches of the year come from G1, and this year just hasn't. It hasn't been on that level for whatever reason. It just has not been on that level.
And why do you think that has been?
I don't know. I think maybe it's just some of our guys who are usually delivering those matches. Kenny's not there. He hasn't been there, so we're not gonna blame it on him. But some of our guys that we rely on for those big performances are getting older. You know what I'm saying? And some of the younger guys they're not on that level yet. You know what I mean? So, and then they added so many more participants, and it's just really long. And I think some of it has to do with that. But these last 2 days, man. First of all, yesterday, semifinals, Okada beat Evil. I can't stand Evil, whatever. The match was good, though. Tetsuya Naito, who has... This guy is hilarious to me, because I've never seen a wrestler who mails it in more throughout the year. doesn't care. You know what I'm saying? Goes out there, wrestles in a t-shirt, does not care, just phones it in all the time. I've never seen a guy just flip the switch whenever he wants to and just be like, oh no, I'm still one of the best wrestlers in the world.
Right.
And that's what he did yesterday against Will Ospreay. This match was amazing, and it's my third favorite match of the year so far, only behind the two Kenny Ospreay matches. This match was great.
I saw the highlights. It did look pretty good.
This match was amazing. Naito gets legitimately knocked out. He gets kicked.
Is that what happened?
Will Ospreay kicks him right in the face and just knocks him out cold. Naito tries to stand up like 3 times and he just falls over.
Wobbly.
And then I'm like he's like out for real. So it looked like Ospreay was just gonna try to just end it and win. So he picks him up and gets ready to do Stormbreaker, and then Naito just literally wakes up and just reverses it, and just, like, it's insane. That match is incredible. Naito goes on to the finals to face Okada today. This crowd, I think they were in Ryogoku or something. I'm not sure where they were at. The crowd was off the chain. Like, this was one of the best New Japan crowds I've ever seen in my life the last 2 days. The crowd was hot. The match was amazing again. This was, man, we got to give Tetsuya Naito his. You guys know how much I love him. You like him too. We both love this guy.
Yep.
But this guy is one of the greatest pro wrestlers of all time. And I don't know if I've ever seen a underdog type of wrestler, because he is definitely the underdog of New Japan, have this crazy. His resume is insane, and as far as good matches go, it's his 3rd time, spoiler alert, winning G1. He ends up winning the match today, but this match with Okada was fantastic. Now he has like this amazing series of matches with Okada. You know what I'm saying? This one, the Wrestle Kingdom 14, where he finally won the titles from Okada. They had a match at Wrestle Kingdom 12 that was really good. They had a match at Wrestle Kingdom 8, I think, that was really good. So he's had this great series of matches with Okada, but he also has this, just in the last 2 years, he has this amazing trilogy of matches with Will Ospreay now too. You know what I mean? On top of all this legendary stuff.
He is piling them up.
Yeah,
sure.
On top of his amazing stuff with Tanahashi, on top of his amazing trilogy with Kenny Omega. Like, this guy is one of the greatest in-ring performers of all time. Not to mention he's got one of the greatest gimmicks ever. Now, Naito wins G1 today, and I always talk about how his story is the greatest long-term story I've ever seen, ever. And I'm not going to run through it because I've done it before, but it's, bro, he won G1 in 2013, and remember, this is where they did the poll, and the fans voted for Tanahashi and Shinsuke to main event Wrestle Kingdom for the Intercontinental belt instead of the IWGP title. So now he gets the title match against Okada at Wrestle Kingdom 8, but he doesn't get to main event. Then he wins G1 again in 2017. One of my top 5 favorite matches of all time against Kenny Omega. That match is ridiculous. G1 27 finals. He wins. I was at Wrestle Kingdom 12. I was actually in Japan doing shows with Mega Ran, so I went to Wrestle Kingdom 12. Main events, loses to Okada at Wrestle Kingdom 12. Then Wrestle Kingdom 14, 2 years later, basically wins the Intercontinental title. This was the first 2-night Wrestle Kingdom, which was fire, one of the best ones. He wins the belt from Jay White on night 1. Then he main events the second night, and he finally wins the double titles from Okada in 2020. COVID happens. Yeah. Right after this dude finally wins the belts. No fans. His title run gets ruined. Ends up losing the belts. 10 years, exactly 10 years after he won his first G1.
10 years.
10 years, bro. Exactly 10 years after he won G1 in 2013. Wins again, beats Okada to win G1 this time. Like, the storytelling is off the chain. And this guy is one of the best wrestlers of all time. Shout out to Tetsuya Naito. It's my guy. He deserves it. And if Sonata ends up still being the champ at Wrestle Kingdom, this is the one they have to do because, Sonata left Naito's group. So this is great. So shout out to Naito. That's my guy. Boom.
Naito.
God, he's so good, man. I don't know if I've ever seen a wrestler. He strings moves together. The way that he like.
Almost like a basketball player.
Man, and I've also never seen a wrestler modify their offense for specific purposes either. Like so in the match today against Okada, he's like working on the back of his neck, right? So now when he does like the hip toss, he's like tossing him so his head hits his knee.
Like a steep.
And it's like he does little stuff like that. He's so good. But all right, man. Before we move on, real quick, we haven't done this in weeks because I keep forgetting about it. But we were doing the Wrestling GOAT series where we add a wrestler to the pool, and when we get enough, we're going to do a tournament, have everybody in the Discord vote for the Wrestling GOAT series. The first one you nominated was obviously your boy, Sting. Then after that, I nominated Bret the Hitman Hart. And then after that, you nominated Rey Mysterio. And then I nominated my favorite wrestler of all time, the Great Muta. So we have 4. So we're going to add another one each today. Who are you going to add to the Wrestling GOAT series?
I'm going to add one. This person will probably be a low seed, but I'm still going to add him just because of what they represent to me in my wrestling journey.
Love it.
I'm going to add Shinsuke Nakamura.
Oh,
bro, Shinsuke Nakamura single-handedly got me back into wrestling.
I love that. I think, that's interesting, and I would love to hear, the fans' answer to this, because I think we all have a wrestler like that. I think we all have a wrestler who got us back into wrestling after we left for a bit. And I know yours is Shinsuke Nakamura. You always say that. So I'm going to go ahead and nominate the wrestler that got me back into wrestling. And that's Hiroshi Tanahashi.
Hey.
Very similar. Same 2 legends from New Japan. Their rivalry is, I like their rivalry better and their matches better than Tanahashi and Okada.
Wow.
But Tanahashi, man, so the first time I saw Tanahashi wrestle was Wrestle Kingdom 9. Wrestle Kingdom 9 is the first Wrestle Kingdom that I watched.
Mm-hmm.
And it was pay-per-view, and it was 2015. And I was still checking in on wrestling. I was watching Ring of Honor and some of the indie stuff, but I hadn't really watched, I was not watching WWE at all in 2015. So I was kind of removed from the big market wrestling. And I was like, you know what? This was they were kind of doing this thing. They were calling it Global Force Wrestling. They were it was Impact wrestlers on the show. It was Wrestle Kingdom 9 is really good, man. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna watch this Wrestle Kingdom 9. So I had heard of Tanahashi and I had heard of some of these guys, but I never really watched any of their stuff. Dog. Wrestle Kingdom 9, the first match that blew me away was the match before the main event, which was Shinsuke Nakamura versus Kota Ibushi. Oh my God.
That must have been a baby Ibushi.
It was, but it's one of the best New Japan matches of all time. And then after that, the main event was Tanahashi and Okada. I kid you not, I thought that Hiroshi Tanahashi was the greatest wrestler I'd ever seen in my life. I was like, who is this guy? He looks like a superhero. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And that Wrestle Kingdom 9 match is really slept on, but it's amazing. So boom, there we go. So now we got 6. We got Sting, we got Bret Hart, we got Rey Mysterio, we got Great Muta, Shinsuke Nakamura, Hiroshi Tanahashi. Hey brother, who's gonna put me in? Who's gonna put me in, dude? I belong.
Not gonna be able to do it.
I belong, brother.
Nah.
You're not gonna sit here, dude, and do this without me, man.
Nah. Nope. Not gonna be me, dog.
You niggas better put me in there, brother. All right, man. But moving on. Hey, man. Is there a Bruce Lee anime coming up?
Bro, I don't know. It seems unclear, dog.
How is that? What's going on? Because I heard there was a Bruce Lee anime coming out. I saw what appeared to be some like teaser footage, and the animation looked incredible, and it looked kind of 90s like, and I got excited. And why are we not sure?
Well, I saw something that came across my social media that begged the question: Is this Bruce Lee anime his family making some kind of weird NFT thing? Is the name of the article.
What?
Let's just read it here. The first paragraph of any article on the internet is always total nonsense, and I never read it. So as we dug into the details on the project, though, we had to ask ourselves the question: has this been blissfully absent from the cultural conversation? Blah 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 blah. Is this some sort of weird NFT thing? Now, bear with us for a second. The credited animator for the trailers, Emily Yang, who is best known in the crypto world as People Pleaser, I guess, a massively successful and undeniably talented worker from what we've seen. Blah 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 blah. Yang used her success. Okay, let's see. It's a lot of speculation here. Shibuya is also listed as the producer of the House of Lee trailer, and they used an animation studio whose animation reel is filled with NFT based stuff. You remember somebody posted in the Discord, Edmund's brother Robert posted this crazy ass, like, some of the greatest animation I've ever seen in the Discord, and we were all super excited about it because it looked like it was going to be a series, but it turned out to just be a advertisement for some NFTs. So that's got people worried. And then it didn't get much. So back in April, they minted a token called House of Lee Genesis that promised buyers.
There's never been a better time to get away with a great deal on the Hyundai you've always wanted. It's your journey. Own every mile at the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Now's the time to get in.
Ads are attacking us right now.
Yeah. This is your ticket to the House of Lee. Shibuya site says minted. It says it minted 49,000 tokens at a listed mint price of $15 a pop, suggesting that they should be assuming stable prices for blocks. Blah 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 blah. Netted more than $700,000 for their efforts. Blah 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 blah. So basically, we aren't sure. It looks like it could be possible that they're using this whole thing, that we might have gotten fooled. Whoever like leaked, or not leaked, but whoever covered this as a trailer maybe was misled. I'm holding out hope though, bro. I'm really holding out hope. I would hope that this is not true. But it does not look to be. They have not said for sure that this isn't an NFT thing.
No. Boo. All right, I guess we'll find out. And we will stay positive.
One of the comments is NFTs. What is this, 2019?
Hilarious. But yeah, man, also, they are officially doing a Last Ronin video game.
They are.
Which is fire. I don't know how I feel about our first, like, I guess, edgy Ninja Turtle game in a long time, and it's going to be Last Ronin. I think they should have done something with all four. Yeah. They had made, I think it's called Mutants in Manhattan. They made that game for PS4 years ago. Yep. That game was actually good, and it had a good art style. It was just dumb because it wasn't multiplayer. How you gonna make a Ninja Turtles game and it's not multiplayer? You know what I mean? But
because niggas are stupid. I don't know.
But I thought that was good. That was probably the last good turtle game that we get. And yes, I like Shredder's Revenge, but you guys know how I feel about that art style, man. I don't care. I'm sorry. I am a diehard Ninja Turtles fan. It's one of my favorite fandoms on planet Earth, but I get out of here with that silly 80s art style. I don't like it.
I didn't even care about the art style. It's just the gameplay was the same as it was 30 years ago. Like, bro, it's this.
That too, but
It's the same complaint I have about AEW. Fight Forever. It's the same game as fucking No Mercy. It's the same as WCW versus NWO.
hey, come on, guys! Don't you wanna do the same stuff you did when you were 7?
No. I mean, that's the thing, bro. Like, I thought maybe that I did because nostalgia, but then I started playing this shit. It's like, oh no, this is the same. This the same. They be doing a strongman ass. Like,
It's the same thing.
Strongman block. All right, strong.
Oh,
I'm gonna just be strong to death, so you can't hurt me. Like,
hilarious.
Whatever.
I'm so excited for it. I'm gonna play it, but
It's fun. It is. I'm not gonna say it's not fun. It is fun,
but hopefully, last Ronin game is violent. Yeah. All right.
It's not gonna be violent. They gotta sell, man. Look, bro, violence doesn't sell.
Bro, Last Ronin is a dark story.
I know, but they want to make money, so they're gonna make it PG-13. I guarantee it. Guarantee it, bro.
No. So the SwordCast video game tournament.
Ah, that's right. Let's recap. I forgot. Last time it was. I think we were going into the Elite Eight.
We were.
All right. Let me pull up the stuff.
Or maybe the Final Four.
I'll just do the Elite Eight just to be safe. All right. Elite Eight. So we had.
I know that one of these outcomes was inevitable, but y'all still made me mad.
Yes. Yeah, agreed. So in the Elite Eight, we had Link and Jin heading up. Jin. I mean, Link is that's a tough cover, bro. Number 1 seed.
Jin was, hey man,
Yeah.
it's the GOAT.
We'll talk more about him in a second. And then we had Geralt of Rivia going down to Kratos.
I'm sorry, man. Kratos my least favorite overdog in this tournament.
Probably mine too, but I will say the last 2 games are really good. The rest of the God of War games I don't give a shit about. But the ones on PS4 are really good. I won't hate on them. Samus versus, we'll get to that in a second. Snake versus Ryu Hayabusa. And yeah, we definitely talked about this because you assholes almost didn't give us a great Final Four because come on, bro. Sure, we all played Ninja Gaiden, but don't nobody know shit about Ryu Hayabusa. Seriously, nobody knows it. Nobody knows anything about. Did you? I bet you most of these niggas don't know that he was in fucking what's the name? The fucking
Dead or Alive.
Dead or Alive.
Yeah.
Did you know that was the same person? I bet you didn't because you fucking whatever. You just hey, cool ninja. Yeah, whatever. Come on, Solid Snake. What are we doing here? Jesus Christ. Anyways, cooler heads prevailed.
I voted for Ryu Hayabusa.
I know. Of course you did. And then we had Snake come out on top. So in the final 4, we had Jin and Kratos versus the Metal Gear gang.
Hey.
So unsurprisingly, Jin absolutely washed the floor with Kratos.
Let's go. GOAT.
Right.
GOAT of Tsushima.
And then up until this point, bro, Raiden had been
He was
cutting through this tournament, bro.
Everybody.
Having no competition. I'm trying to think his road to victory. He beat Bayonetta. He beat Samus. He beat Commander Shepard. He didn't have no comp at all.
No comp.
That young man ran into a buzzsaw with the grizzled veteran Solid Snake. Destroy. I expected that shit to be much closer than it was.
I voted for Raiden. What y'all doing?
Bruh, I mean, I obviously voted for Snake. He is my favorite of those characters, but I definitely thought it was going to be closer.
I thought it was going to be closer too.
Snake
guys betrayed me.
Just absolutely took a buzzsaw to the young man. But you already know how it goes down, dog. Like this nigga, he kind of already beat the Cyborg Ninja. Solid Snake beat Gray Fox, who was
one of the sweetest designs ever.
Basically the same character, like a fully realized version of what Raiden was. And he also This nigga, he destroyed multiple Metal Gears with his like on foot.
He
like,
did.
what are we doing? On foot with a rocket launcher, just running around talking about fucking rolling and shit, shooting the radar, and let me hide up underneath the foot so it doesn't. I love that boss fight. That was one of my favorite boss fights. I think the correct victor came out on top, but boy was it one sided. I expected right into. I thought it was gonna be a nail biter, and surprisingly, it was not. What was not a nail biter was the final. Jin Sakai rolls
GOAT
Snake in pretty convincing fashion. I thought that if Jin came out, he was gonna win. He didn't really have any comp.
Let's go.
I was kind of. I mean, I know I said no surprise, but like, I would have been very disappointed. But niggas love Kratos, bro. Like,
so when we
in a group that we haven't already trained, like we have, because we definitely have trained these niggas a little bit. I think Kratos would probably, in most groups, would probably beat Jin.
I was gonna say, so when this came about and you guys were coming up with the season, like I thought Kratos was gonna win this tournament.
I thought it was gonna come down between Kratos and Jin.
I thought it was gonna be Kratos. I love the fandom for Jin and Ghost of Tsushima in general.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yep.
The GOAT.
Boom. So what do you think?
So what are we thinking for the next one? I was thinking
whatever.
I was thinking sci-fi movie characters.
Say less. Sold.
I think that would be a good one.
Sold.
I was thinking.
Well, wait a minute though, because we have a
that's a
crossover.
We would have a couple characters crossing over.
Are we okay with that, or do we want to find other spaces?
I think we should allow them to.
I think it's gonna be tough to not have Ellen.
I was gonna say, I think the only thing that should like keep someone retired is if they win.
If they win, fair.
So like, if we
who won the first one? Was
it? John Wick.
Oh, whoops. Whoopsie. Yes.
Yeah.
Because I was thinking, I remember that it was Ellen Ripley versus John Wick in the final. That's right.
Did you win? Yeah. Dog, John Wick versus Ellen Ripley. What a great final. But yeah, I think sci-fi movies would be cool. And then maybe like this time we could, since we're doing sci-fi, we could include like Xenomorph and Predator and not really put a cap on, humans. And
it's fucking sci-fi, bro.
Yeah,
that'll be
weird stuff.
That'll be interesting. That'll be interesting to see that tournament. I'm very, very interested in that.
I think we should do that.
Yeah, because Predator's gonna be a high. I don't know if he's gonna be a 1 seed, but he's gonna be a high seed. And then you got the Star Trek guys. You got the Star Wars guys.
And I think, but for this, I think we need
movies
to put some. No, everything's legit, but I think we should put some type of cap on it, like only a certain amount of characters from one property. So like maybe, maybe no more than like 2 or 3 from one thing.
So as the
resident Trekkie.
Fuck. It's gotta be Picard. For sure has a spot. Picard for sure has a spot. But I want to give a spot to Cisco. But if I'm being equitable, would it be Janeway? No, Spock. Fuck, I gotta think about it. But it would be Picard for sure, and maybe Spock.
Yeah,
those would probably. I feel like those are the two most popular.
It's like if you do 3, it's like there's always gonna be 2, but that third one can be kind of a wild card.
Yeah. I feel like Star Wars is where we need to have the rule.
Yeah.
Rule of 2.
Rule of 2.
Or maybe 3. Star Wars is big enough. We can do 3 for Star Wars. But
yeah, for sure. I agree.
Do we think Luke is probably our runaway number 1 seed?
And Vader for sure. And then
two 1 seeds, you think?
We're gonna have to talk about this. This one's gonna be difficult.
Yeah.
But that's what
all right, I'm with it. I like that one. Let's do it.
Sci-fi movie characters. Boom. All right, man. Last time we did an episode, we did the definitive top 10 comic book films. The list was good, man. You know, I was a little disappointed that y'all had 2 Batman movies on there, but other than that, it was good. Number 10 was The Batman, Robert Pattinson's movie. Number 9 was Winter Soldier. Number 8 was Logan, that poor black family getting massacred for no reason. Number 7 was Blade. Number 6 was the first Deadpool movie. Number 5 was Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles from 1990. Number 4 was The Dark Knight. Number 3, Infinity War. Number 2, Black Panther. And number 1, Into the Spider-Verse. It was a good list. I'm not gonna lie. It was a good list, man. So boom.
Yeah.
Now, as we always do, we're gonna give you guys our own personal top 10 favorite comic book films.
Yep.
Hero.
What
you got?
I'm actually gonna make a change to my top 10 list, right? I know it's too late now. It doesn't really matter.
It's not, because I had to make a change to my
right. I'm also realizing, bro, like I am still very high on the MCU, so I got a lot of MCU joints.
Oh, me too, man. The MCU is, I mean, you know, it's great.
Yeah, we're entering the phase where like it's becoming a pop culture meme to like turn our back on the MCU.
Yeah. Oh, is that what people do now?
Yeah, it was bound to happen. I mean, I think some of it is superhero. So here's what I think.
I never thought superhero fatigue was a thing, but like I'm kind of.
No, I don't think it's a thing. Let me explain why. We've been making superhero movies for 40 years or longer. I think MCU fatigue might be a thing, but that's not superhero fatigue. That's different. And honestly, what I think is happening is that like I think that the pop culture zeitgeist clock just ran out on the MCU or is running out. And because like they're no longer being rewarded for doing the things that work for them. Their formula, we've decided, and I think some of this is arbitrary and some of it is stupid. Some of it is I can understand. But we've decided that like, no, we don't like that anymore because the whims of like, you know, pop culture and folks that like judge these movies are fickle as fuck.
Yeah.
And I don't always love that. And the best example of this is, and I will not stop talking about this, bro. We give James Gunn all the love for the same reasons that we hate on Taika Waititi, and I will not have that shit, bro. I say I will not have it, bro. You know what I'm saying, bro? No, we not about to hate on Taika Waititi for being silly and funny when James Gunn's entire everything is that. Right. We're not about to do that shit. And I personally think James Gunn is dope, but I think Taika Waititi is significantly more talented. And that's just where I'm at with it. So anyways, I think that part of what we are experiencing right now is that the timer just ran out, and it's just sort of time for the sensibilities of pop culture to change a little bit. And they'll adjust. Disney always adjusts, bro. Like Disney has been making #1 hits for like 100 years. Damn. Facts. They're gonna figure it out. It'll be fine. By the time they hit phase 5 or whatever, when they bring, I bet you all they got to do is find whatever the trend is. If it's smiling mediocre white men, because that seems to be working with Star Trek right now. Everybody loves Strange New Worlds. Side note: the second to last episode of Strange New Worlds, which is the prequel series to the original series, which is happening now, it's pretty good, even though it's very campy, and I don't love that. They had a musicals episode.
Wow.
A musicals episode.
I don't know how to feel about that.
Musicals, which they went into a parallel universe and they could only communicate by busting into song. And they had to save the day. Now, I won't lie, the first song was fire, but the first song was actually fire. It caught me by surprise. I was like, oh, this shit kind of sweet. The rest of that shit was trash. So yes. So that's what's working right now. Fun, light comedy, leading white men who are, you know, kind of meta jokes and meta commentary that's really popular right now. Except if it's overkill, then it becomes Velma on HBO, which people didn't like for that reason. Anyways, when they introduce the Fantastic Four, I'm sure that'll fix most of their problems. They better not fuck up they better not like oh, we got bad will from the fucking audience now, so we're gonna not do the X-Men. You better fuck off and do that shit. Even if it's just me in the theater, I will pay my $20 to go see that movie, and y'all can split the change. Anyways, that is my meager defense of the MCU. I don't really need to defend the MCU. I think the MCU is fine. It'll be fine. It'll solve its problems in after a while. But I don't think that superhero fatigue is real. I think bad movie fatigue is real, and some of the MCU movies have been bad.
Do you think there's a oversaturation of MCU stuff just with the shows and
maybe
all these some of the newer,
that probably
newer
had
characters and movies that are coming out that
I like it though, man. I like the nerd stuff, bro. I like the stuff that is the stuff that I like. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know how I like the stuff that's the stuff that I like. Yeah. That's the title of this episode, I think.
I like it. I like that.
So whatever. It doesn't really bother me. But I also do think it would be helpful if they toned it back a little bit because it clearly bothers other people. And I want them to stay in goodwill while they tell my stories, especially when they get to the X-Men. Y'all will not fuck this shit up for me, please. Thank you. All right, number 10. The Avengers.
Hey.
They did it. They fucking pulled that shit off. It was good.
Put on the suit.
Put on the suit, bro. I want the smoke, dog. Put on the suit, you bitch. You ain't shit without that fucking suit. Right? I'll beat your ass right now,
bro. I love that movie so much. I hate Cap's suit in that movie.
It does look trash,
but it didn't bother me at the time. But when you look at what he became and you go back and watch that movie, his suit sucks.
He also just stopped wearing his helmet, like altogether, basically.
Yeah, he did in Infinity War.
Yeah,
but man, that movie is great. They did it. Like you said.
They did do it. They pulled it off. Holy shit. I'll be damned. That's what I said in the theater. I'll be damned. They did that shit, didn't they?
That movie slaps. I love the first Avengers movie.
So here's my edit. I'm going to take out Iron Man.
Uh-oh.
Which I've always really liked Iron Man. That was the first one, blah, blah, blah. We've talked about this a lot. I'm going to replace it with Blade because I can't believe I forgot Blade. I mean, Blade was one of the first comic book movies of the modern era.
It's fire. That opening scene is incredible.
I
told you, man, I hate saying it, but Wesley Snipes got so much swag playing Blade.
Hell
man.
yeah, bro.
Like he's just everything he does, the way he talks, his body language, his man.
And he's black.
He's so black too.
Yeah. Because you remember, bro, like when Blade in the 90s.
Like, bro, there's that scene where he's fighting and he's literally doing like the Bruce Lee, like.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Blade in the 90s wasn't that. His blackness wasn't a big part of his character at first, which was kind of weird. But not when Wesley was playing him. That nigga was black.
And then he would like do interviews in character.
Yeah, I remember that era. Yeah. All right, so shout out to Blade number 9. Number 8, Winter Soldier.
Hey,
spy flick, fighting hand-to-hand combat. Once a couple of the best fight scenes ever in that movie.
Yes, man. Yes, the knife flipping.
Yeah. Also, honorable mention to Civil War because that has a couple of my favorite fight scenes.
I love Civil War, man. Civil War is good. Black Panther in that movie.
Bruh, he did his best fighting, I think, in that.
100%. That scene where he fights Bucky without his suit on,
bruh.
When Bucky gets turned loose on everybody,
bruh. He low key beat
him up like twice.
Bro, Bucky don't got nothing for Black Panther. He don't got nothing for that nigga, bro. He couldn't do shit with that nigga, dog.
Bro, and it got one of the hardest quotes in that movie. What does he say? He's like, when they're in the cop car, and he's like, so I ask you as both warrior and king, how long can you keep your friends safe from me?
Bro, what?
How long you think you can keep your boy safe from these hands, boy?
Yeah.
Man.
Shout out to the Winter Soldier and Black Panther and Civil War and all of those. Number 7, Deadpool.
Let's go. That first Deadpool movie is great.
It's a classic for sure. Number 6. This is kind of low on my list, but the ones above it deserve it. Number 6, Infinity War.
Hey. Infinity War is a little low. Spoiler alert for me too, but it is amazing. It's a classic.
That was a great. I love seeing that movie in theaters. Number 5, bro.
That's another one where they did it. They did the thing.
They did. Number 5, bro. Shang-Chi.
Hey,
that shit was sweet as fuck, bro.
Dog, it was.
The only thing that I didn't like about that movie was Awkwafina. That was kind of it. Everything else was fantastic.
The fighting in that movie is so good.
Also, dog, shout out to Simu Lee for like not really even being a practiced martial artist like that.
See, I don't know, bro. Was he? Because I
don't think he
watched,
is. Listen,
I watched.
He learned for this film
because he's a good athlete. Like I saw him doing all types of.
He is a great athlete, but before this film, he had some martial arts training, but he wasn't like a martial arts master.
Because I watched the behind the scenes for this, and he was like looking great.
No, he's good
doing the stuff,
but he's not like Andrew Koji, who was already Louis Tan, already a martial artist beforehand.
He learned for this movie.
I think he learned
because he's definitely a good athlete.
He's good for sure,
he's athletic
for sure. But I think he learned leading up to the movie. He was like in training already, and then like went like crazy during this movie.
Okay.
But yeah, that was a fantastic film. I know you hate to see it, bro, but I'm sorry, bro. Not Dark Knight number 4. Listen, bro, Dark Knight is just a good ass movie, bro. Like it's not really. You don't even need to look at it as a superhero film, right? Like it doesn't have that many fight scenes in it. But like as a piece of like film art, it's flat out good. Like there's nothing else. Like there's excellent acting. The direction is great. Heath Ledger acts his ass off from the grave in this movie. It's just really, really fantastic. For the longest time, it was my number 1, but that has since changed. Number 3, and this is crazy. It is low. Number 3, Black Panther. That's low as fuck, bro. Number for Black Panther. Yeah, bro. Obviously, I mean, we all know what that movie meant for us. And they didn't screw it up, bro. It exceeded my expectations that were already high as hell.
Good movie.
Good ass movie. Number 2, Logan.
Hey.
Telling you, bro, this movie.
That black family got massacred for no reason.
I mean,
bro, the part in Logan that I hate that part where the clone X-24 stabs him in the armpit. It's so
yeah. Yeah. Because you're dead. And actually you might not die right away.
That part's horrible.
You'll just be never the same again.
Like I just remember seeing that. I've seen that movie. I remember I told you I was like on the thing where I was just watching that movie every night for some reason. I've seen that movie so many times. Yeah. But that part, I do not like that part where he lifts his arm up and stabs him in the armpit.
Hey, here, have some fucking ouch. The actress whose name I can't remember, Laura. No, that's the real human. That's the character. She plays in His Dark Materials as well, which is fucking awesome. Recommend y'all watch that. Daphne Keane, yes, excellent. She is a powerhouse. She's going to be in the new Acolytes. She's going to be in Acolytes as well.
The Star Wars joint.
Yes.
Does she have claws?
I don't know. I think she's an alien or some sort of alien. I don't know. I'm looking forward to it. Either way, this movie is fantastic. It kind of does what The Dark Knight did, except added some more comic book stuff to it. Like hit the emotional notes, hit the well acted, well executed movie stuff, storytelling stuff, while also being a comic book movie with really good fight scenes. Can't beat it. Except for one movie.
What's that?
the Spider-Verse.
Hey,
I cheated. I put them all on there. I just put the Spider-Verse, but who cares? Whatever. Either one. Pick one. They're both fantastic.
You can't do that.
I did it.
I did it.
I did. That's what happens. If we want to pick one, I'll just do Into the Spider-Verse because the other one isn't really done yet. Just a groundbreaking. I didn't really have expectations for this movie, but whatever I couldn't imagine having.
I remember being like blown away by Into the Spider-Verse.
Bro,
I didn't have any expectations.
Me neither.
Oh, it's cool. Let's go see an animated Spider-Man movie about Miles. Within the first like 2 minutes, I was like,
"Oh no, this is the coldest shit I've ever seen."
This is like the best movie ever.
Yeah, this is the coldest shit I've ever seen, bro. Yeah, man, Spider-Verse, bro. It's not only is it my favorite comic book movie, it's probably in my top 5 favorite movies.
Yeah, just
ever.
movies. It's one of the goats for sure.
Boom.
All right, man, let's go. It was really hard for me to put 10 movies on here. So I have a lot of honorable mentions. I'll just do 5. Amazing Spider-Man, Andrew Garfield. Love that movie so much. First Avengers movie. Logan.
Yep.
Civil War. And oh my God, I can't believe this movie's not going to make it, Black Panther.
What?
Love it. Doesn't make my top 10. I had some stuff happen.
Okay.
Some stuff happened. But let's go. Number 10 for me. Starting off my list at number 10. These are I adore every one of these movies. Number 10 is gonna be Infinity War.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's an incredible movie. They did the thing. They did the Infinity Gauntlet thing. They very creatively replaced Silver Surfer with who? Hulk was kind of in that role,
and Doctor Strange.
Doctor Strange a little bit. This movie's excellent, man, and it is like it never stops. Like literally from the beginning, and good Lord, Thanos beat the crap out of the Hulk in the beginning of that movie. He
did.
Looks like you subscribed to my OnlyFans,
right,
Hulk.
dog. Fucking ragdoll that nigga. Socked him
to my only hands.
Right.
But yeah, that movie is great. The only complaint I've ever had about the movie is the Black Order being kind of rushed along.
Not kind of nerfed. They were extremely nerfed.
They were nerfed, and they definitely kind of rushed them along in the story.
Yeah.
But number 9, let's go. Let's make some people angry.
Good.
Strictly the extended version of the Wolverine.
This is an absurd thing that you're saying, bro.
Hey, man.
It's your list. Hey, it's your list.
It's my list.
It's your list.
Don't be a hater.
You can do whatever you want, bro.
I love this movie. Wolverine Goes to Japan. It's one of my favorite stories from the comics. With the extended version is way better to me. It's got longer fight scenes. The fights are better. I like the story in this movie. The only thing I hate about this movie is the way they did Silver Samurai. Completely ridiculous. Very stupid. Yes. But other than that, I love the extended version of this movie. Number 8, The Winter Soldier.
Fantastic.
We always talk about this movie. This movie's fire. Love it. We talked about last week how the first scene, they just set the tone for how different this version of Cap is from what we got in that first movie.
Yeah. Hey, you remember that first movie sucked, kind of? Our bad. Let's try it again.
Dog, this version of Cap
he's an ass kicker.
Such a beast. And this movie is great.
Actually, like, fuck the bullshit. We're going to drop him on a ship immediately. He's going to beat the shit out of these guys on this fucking tanker.
He's just going to beat everybody up.
Right. You remember the beginning of Metal Gear Solid 2 when you wish you could play as Snake the whole time?
This is that.
Here's that, except it's the movie. We're going to literally start it off the same way, too. We're going to drop you on a tanker and you just go crazy. Just fucking go crazy.
Oh, my gosh. So good. Love that movie. All right. Coming in at number 7 for me on my top 10 favorite comic book movies of all time. Yeah, so this movie was higher than some stuff happened. So coming in at number 7 for me is going to be Blade. I love Blade. So good. Wesley Snipes, incredible in this role, in this movie. Man, I love Blade so much, man. This is one of my favorite movies of all time too, not just
Agreed. I'm curious about the
movies.
stuff that happened though. Interesting.
Coming in at number 6, Shang-Chi, man. I love this movie as well. Seen it a lot of times, watch it at home every now and then. And everything still holds up, man. Best action scenes in the MCU.
Bro, what the? This horrifies me as a homeowner.
Oh, no. What happened?
It's just a picture of some house just literally blowing up, dog.
Oh, my God.
What the fuck?
Bro.
Did you see this shit? It's like a fucking, like...
What could cause such a thing?
This
Goodness
is a...
gracious,
that must
bro.
be like a...
What does it say? Does it say what caused it?
It says the exact cause.
Dog, what?
I don't know, bro.
Let's sleep outside. Let's just...
Yeah. What the?
Let's
What
just-
the? It looks like a fucking...
Bro, let's
Like
just...
a
bomb. went
literally
off.
a bomb was inside of the house.
Oh, my gosh. Let's... You know what? No. We're not doing this.
Yeah, that's tough. Sorry, my bad.
We're not doing
I'm not
this.
sleeping tonight.
That's crazy. Before Hero showed me a video of a house spontaneously combusting.
And when I say combusting, bro, that shit, it looks like it was a drone, like not a drone strike. It looks like there was a like really big bomb, like a fucking Justice League ass, like League of Supervillains ass bomb
Oh my
planted in their
gosh.
basement, and it just exploded their entire house.
Ridiculous. Coming in at number 5, the first Deadpool movie, man. I talked about my experience with this movie. I've never seen a movie twice in one day ever in my life. I love this movie. It was great. Ryan Reynolds killed it. The action scenes are amazing as well. So shout out to Deadpool, man. Just a classic. Love the first one. Coming in at number 4. One of those things that happened that messed my list up. Mutant Mayhem, dog. I have seen this movie 3 times already, and I absolutely love it so much. Shout out to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Mutant Mayhem. The way that Hero loves X-Men, that's how I love Ninja Turtles. I love this movie. We already reviewed it. We talked about it. I've seen it 3 times. I love it. That's my number 4.
I've only seen it once, but I definitely enjoyed it when I saw it.
Coming in at number 3, another thing that ruined my list.
Uh-oh.
And I didn't cheat. Across the Spider-Verse, coming in at number 3, man. I loved it, even though it's not complete. Amazing, amazing, amazing.
I just wanted more room for another movie.
I did too.
Another, you know.
It took. No, I agree, because of, you know, if I would have done that, I would have been able to get you know, another Black Panther should be on this list. You know what I'm saying? Social Civil War, but Across the Spider-Verse, number 3. Love it. Movie's amazing. They took the amazing thing that was in the first movie in the style, and they just made it bigger and expanded on it in a way that I didn't think was possible. You know what I mean?
Man.
So the movie is great, and the soundtrack is slaps. I listen to it at the gym. It's a good soundtrack too. Coming in at number 2. This was number 1 on the definitive list. Into the Spider-Verse. Classic, greatest superhero movie of all time.
Really?
Superhero origin movie of all time.
I'm surprised that who's gonna end up keeping their top spot. This is interesting.
Yeah, you know what it is. Into the Spider-Verse, greatest superhero origin movie of all time. I don't think I've ever seen. We always talk about the downside to origin movies. This was an origin movie that really kept. It never felt like you wanted him to just be Spider-Man so bad. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I told you, man, there's some emotional scenes in that movie. Like, I love when he shows up at the end and Peter Parker's just like, Miles, I love you. I'm so proud of you. Like, oh man, I love this movie.
Yep.
Movie's great. But number 1, You guys know what it is. Come on, man. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, 1990. It's my favorite comic book movie ever. We just talked about last episode how like this is an actual really good Ninja Turtles movie. Like it's not just a nostalgia thing. Like this is a great Ninja Turtles movie. I love it. It's always been my favorite. It's gonna be my favorite forever. That is my top 10 favorite comic book movies. You know what? Am I gonna change my list?
What happened now?
Because I gotta have I have to have Black Panther in here somewhere. All right, you know what? I'm gonna take out the Wolverine, even though I love that movie. I'm gonna move Infinity War to 9, and I am going to put Civil War at 10. That way we have some T'Challa in there. I don't feel right not having Black Panther somewhere in this list. And I love Black Panther, but his coming out party and his introduction on screen was ridiculous in Civil War. So I'm gonna go. So there we go. That's my list. I feel better about it now. Civil War number 10, number 9 Infinity War, number 8 Winter Soldier, number 7 Blade, number 6 Shang-Chi, number 5 Deadpool, number 4 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem, number 3 Across the Spider-Verse, number 2 Into the Spider-Verse, and number 1 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 1990,
dog.
Ernie Reyes putting in that work,
man.
Whoever's suit he's wearing's got the best fight scenes.
I think you were talking about Donatello. I think that was Tsunami. I think he was in Donatello.
It could have been. I'm not sure. Donnie is in this, and in Secret of the Ooze, he's ridiculous.
Yeah.
So whoever is him in that second movie is insane. But that's it, man. Let's go. That's my top 10 favorite comic book movies, man.
Bro, we're about to figure this out right now. Hold on.
Who was in the suit?
So his name was Hien Nguyen, and IMDb. Okay.
Go see Mutant Mayhem if you haven't seen it already.
Yeah, it's good.
It's very good. It is a good movie.
He was in Power Rangers. He was a putty.
Oh, that's an interesting role.
Yeah.
Also, man, you know, I watched Secret of the Ooze, and even though that movie gets on my nerves sometimes because the dark element is completely gone, they don't use weapons except Donnie because it's just a stick.
Bro, he's not credited, but I've like seen pictures of him in the suit.
That's probably him.
Well, anyways, I just found this out. In the Power Rangers movie, he is the White Ranger, Green Ranger, and the Black Ranger.
Wow.
That nigga is the fucking GOAT.
He's the GOAT. That's him, really?
He's the stunt double. He's the stunt double for White Ranger, Green Ranger, and Black Ranger.
Crazy, bro.
Probably, obviously not all at the same time, but
what if
he was in there doing work?
Doing shadow clone jutsu and beating everybody. But yeah, man, Secret of the Ooze, that movie's not as bad as it's still fun.
Yeah, it's good.
It's still fun.
It's good.
For the things that were taken away from us though, you know, but it's still fun. But that's my list, man. That's this episode 162. Thank y'all for listening.
Wait. Hold on. I might be getting to the bottom of this.
Heroes desperately trying to find.
Okay. 1990 TMNT stunt doubles. Who are they? Because I don't see a stunt team. Oh, that's Wholesome Pack. So there's Ernie Reyes. It doesn't say which one he. Oh no, Ernie Reyes. Which one is Ernie Reyes? He's not in this picture. But
is that the second movie though?
This is the first one.
Because I know for a fact he was. I know he was Donnie in the
first one.
In the first one, like I'm literally 100% positive.
So I do think Tsunami was in it, but Ho-Sung Pak here is in the turtle suit, and so that's Leo, Mikey. It's either Raph, because I can't see their weapons. I can't tell which one is which. It's either Raph. That's Ho-Sung. That's Superstar right there. WMCA Masters. Yeah, I can't tell. He's either Raph or Donnie. I'm not sure which. It's probably Raph, since we know that Ernie Reyes, who's not in this picture, is Donnie. So there it is. I kind of got the answer, but I'm probably got to do some more research after we're done. So
shout out to WMCA Masters, man. Thank you all for listening.
Peace.
Boom.